brings you in today? You're having some issues with your skin, face and neck, or just face? Okay, sure. We could take a look. Absolutely. Alright. Let me just get some information from you here, ask you a few basic questions, and then we'll get started. Okay? I know they got your name and all that info up front, but I'd like to ask some more specific questions about your skin, if that's okay. Alright. Do you have acne? Okay. And where is your acne located? Okay. And is it blackheads? Is it whiteheads with a lot of pus? Is it kind of just covered bumps with no head? Okay. And do you notice that it gets better or worse if you're in the sun, if you're hot, cold, if you haven't washed your face a bunch? I mean, are there any specific indicators that you notice make it either better or worse? And would you say that you have oily skin, dry skin, or combination skin? Okay. And do you have any other specific issues? Are you taking any medication? Sometimes certain medications inhibit our ability to produce enough oil. Sometimes they actually cause acne or prevent acne. Okay. And did you come to us on your own, or were you sent from a primary care doctor? And have you had any other dermatologists take a look at your skin? Okay. So first thing I want to do is just take a quick look at your skin with just a light, just to see if there's anything that's concerning. We're just going to do a full assessment. Okay. All right. Okay, so right off the bat, I do see some dryness around the edges of the nose and on the chin, right under the lip here, as well as some blackheads on the nose and the chin, and a couple of those sebaceous filaments, those covered kind of white bumps with no head on the skin. And I see a white head or two. And I do see some texture under the eyes, which is normal. It happens with age. Not old age, just age. As well as some light acne scarring on the cheeks and down the jaw. It looks like, from what I see, I think you have T-zone oil, so most of your face is fairly not oily. You do have a dry patch around the chin and some dry patches around the nose, but other than that, you do have kind of T-zone oil. So down your nose seems a bit oily. That's why we have a lot of those blackheads there, as well as what's going on across the forehead. Okay. Yeah, we'll take care of all that today. So, just gonna start taking a quick feel for the texture itself, and then we'll go in and we'll start assessing, start treating some of those problem areas that you have. Okay, I'm just going to come in and start kind of lightly feeling some of those bumps, just making sure that there's no concerns. Just under the eyes there. Okay. Just going to feel those acne scars. See how deep they go. Can you lift up your chin? I'm just going to feel the glands around your neck. Just see. Sometimes if we're holding too much fluid in our glands and our lymph nodes, it can cause blockages, which can create excess oil in some areas and cause acne. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go in and take off whatever's on your face. Are you wearing any makeup? Okay. So I'm going to come in with just some micellar cleansing water. Okay. And this is just makeup remover, but it doesn't just work for makeup. It's any sort of moisturizers, sunscreens, and any real dirt and grime on the skin. This is what I recommend using for gentle removal of anything on the face, aside from actual cleansers, that is. Okay. I'm just going to come in with this. And you can just close your eyes because I'm going to be starting there so I don't bring any debris from anywhere else to your eyes. Good. Thank you. You can open them if you'd like. So I'm just removing any kind of, like I said, product, but also kind of dirt and grime from the day that may have accumulated. Yeah, so this is just a gentle microfiber towel. Just throw it in with your regular wash. I recommend having one of these. Okay. Feel nice and clean. So I'm going to start off with just a quick rinse. This is just water. So I'm just going to cover your eyes. Okay. Good. And I'm going to use an alcohol spray very quickly just to sanitize the face, because I'm going to be doing some microneedling. Okay. Derma-rolling, microneedling, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Just dry that off. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to start with the microneedling because I don't want anything else that I'm doing to get into those pores forced in unintentionally. There's some products we're going to put into the skin after the microneedling. that's different. Okay. So, this sounds intimidating. I assure you it's not. It's always very afraid when I mention it. But there's no need to be. They always package these really well. It's really in there. So I'm going to be using this tip, which is the standard tip on most of your face. So we've sprayed that alcohol on your face. So I'll show you, because my gloves are clean. It's not going to puncture the gloves, okay? You're not going to feel the little needles. You can see them, okay? They're very, very tiny, and they don't go in that far. But it's going to do a few things. It's going to improve circulation, which is going to help a lot of that scarring. Okay, this is a procedure we're going to need to repeat about once every 6 weeks. Okay, so it's going to improve circulation, which is going to help with all of that scarring. It's going to assist with any fine lines and wrinkles that are starting to form. I understand you're young. We start early. And it also, in improving the circulation, helps with acne and overproductive oil glands and things that are just kind of not working correctly. We want to reset. And by creating these teeny, teeny, tiny little pinholes, a lot of the products that I'm going to put on you are going to be absorbed into the skin much better, more efficiently, and more quickly. Okay? Alright, so let's get started. Just hold still. Okay. And we're going to go in straight motions. We don't want to go on an angle because then we can risk kind of creating little micro tears and scrapes as opposed to just teeny little pinprick holes. So just forward and back motions. No, it's not going to create any soreness. There will be no bleeding, nothing like that. Yeah, it's very, very gentle. You can even do this at home, but the little needles are smaller, so they don't penetrate quite as deep. So there's a bit more kind of room for error, if you will, with the at-home versions. And you want to work on your lips, but avoid your eyelids. Okay. And any area that's too small for this one, we're going to use a smaller set of needles here. Because again, we don't want them hitting the skin at a weird angle, because that can create some little micro scars. I say that it sounds scary, but it's no worse than, popping a zit a little aggressively. However, we still don't want to create any trauma to the skin. It's going to cause it to not do all of the things that we're trying to encourage it to do. And it's just going to create more texture and more issues that we have to address later on. Yeah, we don't really want to do all that. So this is just going in those small areas next to the eyes and next to the nose. Just really making it super defined in here. Okay, awesome. So we're done with that. See? No big scary. Yes. So from there, I'm just gonna clean this up really quickly so it's not laying around. Okay. Alright, so from there, it looks great. I'm going to spray just a little bit of a toner on there. So if you could just close your eyes for me again. it's just a really gentle toner of rose water. Yeah. Some other toners we'll kind of work with later, but I want to get in there with some of my acne removers. So, blackheads and such. A few different tools here. A few different layers of tools. Okay, and I'm just going to take a small comb extractor, which is this little baby. You just get some of those tiny black heads. Is that okay? Alright, you're going to feel a little pressure, but nothing should be painful. If it is, please let me know. Okay? Here we go. With these, you don't want to do any scraping. You want to press and then just pull it away gently with very little pressure, because we don't want to scratch and scrape the skin. Be counterproductive. We're trying to do the most minimal harm and trauma to the skin that we possibly can. So by scratching and scraping, by just catching and pulling, we're just causing trauma to the skin, and we don't want to do that. Just working on those blackheads on the nose. Good. You're doing great. Anything bothering you? Good. Okay, looks good. So I'm going to come in with one of these, which looks, again, scary, but it's not. So this is for those sebaceous filaments and some of those white heads. And we're just going to very, very lightly just puncture that very first layer of skin, and then press out any of the debris. Okay? Sure you won't hurt. It'll actually probably feel good, like a little release of pressure. You might hear a little tiny pop sound, but I assure you it's not painful. Okay, you ready? Okay. See, not painful. Just gonna do one more on that one. Good. Give it enough exits. There we go. Awesome. See? No issues with pain, I know. People see the big pointy thing and think it's going to be painful, but it's not. It's misleading, I assure you. Can we get you on record saying that? Get a little video. more than I'd like to admit, but it does happen. Just cap it gently, and that goes in for sterilization. How do you feel? Okay, good. Just gonna remove some of that. Some water. So I'm just gonna gently remove that. Okay. Awesome. Doing okay? Alright. So I'll start with, that's my train of thought. So I'm going to put some aloe vera on, okay? And that's just going to help any of the irritation from anything we've just done so far. Just a very, very light coat because I'm going to go in with some other products. And we need them to be able to properly penetrate, but this is really, really great for reducing redness, irritation, and inflammation. Yeah. So. Just gonna work that into the skin. Let's get the glove. Kind of let it dry. Okay, awesome. Doing good. Okay. So I'm gonna come in with this Hydro Essence Serum. It's really, really great. It has a ton of vitamins in it, so it has a lot of vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, which are all great for the skin. If you can see the little tiny beads in there, those are the little capsules of vitamin E that are going to absorb into all those tiny, teeny, tiny little microscopic holes that they made with the microneedling. Okay. Just mixing it up so we get a really good ratio. You can hear it's thick. Okay, I'm just going to place a little bit of this on my fingers so that we can put it right onto your skin. Smell it. It smells amazing. It smells like, I can never quite put my finger on it, but there's definitely lavender and turmeric, which is really, really good for inflammation. And this absorbs really quickly, so we put the products on in order of absorption as well as penetrability. So we wouldn't put an oil on first, like a straight oil. We would put all of your toners and serums on first, then your medications, so any acne medications, any prescription creams or anything, and then we would put your oil on last. unfortunately. Alright, so I'm gonna put some acne medication. So this is a benzoyl peroxide gel. So I'm going to put that on some of the bigger areas. Then we're going to apply another type of acne medication. So I'm just going to take a tiny Q-tip here. And, well, I guess it's a regular Q-tip. Tiny amount on a Q-tip. Just put it on those bits of acne. Put it on the nose for those blackheads. So this particular product is prescription, but I can give you a prescription for it if you'd like. If not, and you would just prefer to get it over the counter, it's not going to be as concentrated of an amount of benzoyl peroxide, but it is something. Benzoyl peroxide is something that you can get over the counter if you so choose. Yeah, I can write you that prescription, no problem. Just use the rest of it here on this right there. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna come in with. Do I have my patches? I do. Okay. So this is an acne treatment that you can buy at home. It is mostly sulfur, which sounds horrific. So, as you can see on the cap, do not shake. You can smell it's very, very potent. It is sulfur, but it doesn't have, I wouldn't call it a sulfur smell. I would call it kind of an alcohol smell. So, you can buy this. This is Kate Somerville brand. And you just go all the way down into the sediment at the bottom of the bottle. And it's going to be a pink sediment. That's why you shouldn't shake it. It looks almost like calamine lotion. I assure you it's not, so please do not use calamine lotion in its place. And I'm just going to dab this on some of those bigger acne spots. Yes, this will penetrate the benzoyl peroxide. It's really, really potent. But there's a second step that I'm going to administer as well. Once it dries pretty quickly. Okay, I know it's like really cooling almost. Yeah. So let that just do its thing for a second. Actually, a brand new package of these clear spot patches. Let's say packet again. And these, you can buy a type of these over the counter, not these particular ones. These are little patches. I don't know if you can see that. And they contain medication that actually, the ones you buy at home will usually be a benzoyl peroxide or a salicylic acid. These are actually a component that works with that sulfur treatment to kind of activate it. So, you only need a couple of these for your skin. I'm going to use kind of a pain to get off the wrapper. Come on, baby. We got this. Alright. Speak to them. Okay. I'm not even going to put these on all of the spots I put that medication because it does work on its own. That sulfur medication. You don't want to put them everywhere because they are creates a chemical reaction that's really, really potent. And if you put it everywhere, it can be super drying to the skin. But on these ones, we're trying to dry them out, so to the point. So I think that's good there for those. So I'm just going to put an oil. So this is just bio oil, which is really, really good for scarring and rejuvenation. Tiny bit of this. And put this specifically on your neck and on those scars, and I will put a different oil on the rest of your face. This one always has kind of a musky, citrusy scent. Alright, so just on those acne scars there. And on the neck. Okay, awesome. I'm going to take this oil, which is, it's an oil, but it has exfoliating properties. This is mainly glycolic acid, which is typically found in toners, but I've managed to find a really, really good oil treatment so that I can use it in conjunction with all the other products that we have. Okay, so this is pretty ready for an oil. Doesn't have much of a smell. So it has maybe a little bit of a medicinal smell. Right. How are you doing? You good? Alright. I think we are done. Good to go. I think that's enough for your skin. I don't think it can absorb much more today. Alright. Yeah, so I would say come back in 6 weeks and we'll pretty much repeat the same treatment. We might modify some things in the treatment based on what your skin's doing at that time. So if you've had really drying response to these products, we might back it down, use a couple of different products, some more moisturizing. Okay, but right now we're trying to kind of break up some of that oil and kind of jolt your skin out of what it's typically been doing for it to go, hey, wait, what's going on? And kind of reset. Yeah? Alright, well, if you have any questions in the meantime, you can give our office a call anytime. Alright? Okay, we will see you in 6 weeks. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do you have any questions or anything before we go? Alright. Very good. So you can gather your things and the front desk staff will take care of you. Alright. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. You too.